All right, good to hear from you. Thanks very much, and good luck tomorrow. As Junta, the coach for Hellraisers, who have gone 1-0 after their first match-up today. Let's wrap things up. Not the end of the world for Vega at all. They put up a decent performance in this. When you think they came out of the same region as Tengri, actually had a few good games in that region as well, they've done better than their compatriots.
Yeah, and absolutely, if you take into effect like the first half, especially, we saw some of the skill that they have in this lineup. So you can definitely see a world where in some of the matchups they could get in the second round. Obviously, with all the 0-1 teams, there's some teams in there that they can beat, that they can even challenge against. That might be considered, the favorites in that match.
Hope still for Vega. Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, if you would isolate that first half into an individual game, you'd feel pretty comfortable for them, because they actually looked pretty good. But on the high side, on the other hand, as well, second half, I mean, it was just very disconnected. Still a lot to be desired when it comes to the T side. So hard to say, but I mean, if the matchup is right, you never know.
All right, next up, it is time to move on to our 7th match of the day. It is two fantastic teams this time round that have something to fight for. One in particular is going for their 8th major. It's an incredible achievement already with 7 behind them. They definitely want their 8th. They go head-to-head with the Asia champions for the first time in history from the Asia Minor. It's Renegades versus Flipside, and it's coming after this.
Coming up next, Flipside versus Renegades.
We have only 3 players from Russia, 5 players from Ukraine that are playing professionally, and that's all. That's all for such big region.
Атакуют. Нави играют в защиту. Эдвард!
I suppose that everybody can remember such names as Navi in 1.6, Markelov, Senya, Zevs, Edward, Starix playing together. Transition from CS 1.6 to CSGO, I can say that it was a little bit painful. From professional side, CS 1.6 was a little bit more successful than CSGO, but right now CSGO is very popular in CS region. A lot of players are playing every day. We have nice and powerful teams, but it's a pity that, for example, from Russia, in the highest ranked teams in the top 10 of HLTV, we have only 3 players.
Seized in the open, nearly gets caught toward the sandwiches pass, and he will go down eventually on the repeat, but not before Snacks gets one. Flamey's on it, you called it, they're on the defuse, it's a championship inside smoke! Navi! And what a way to do it!
I can say that Navi is the most interesting advantage and the most painful disadvantage for our region. Right now, everybody expecting from Navi to be in the top 3, but they have only one big result. Last year in autumn, they won New York ESL 1, and after that, that's all. I don't know what's happening right now, but a lot of young players, among all of the players here in CS region, they're very powerful. They have a lot of interesting decisions in the game. They know the game. They love the game. They are so high motivated to beat everyone, whoever can they met on their road. But after all, the main problem of our region is mindset, how to set the interesting environment inside the team, how to be as friendly as possible, and how to become a real team.
This is all about timing. Nitro does have a Molotov and another smoke, so it could be really rough for Simple to actually get through this. He's going to throw the AWP in. Oh my god! Simple, what is happening?
What even is that?
Regional play style is, of course, aggressive and based on skill. Only players who are already like grown-up persons and understand and analyze their game think more about tactics inside this game. They are trying to find a way how to win not only with the skill. If we can speak about like a region in general, it's more aggressive and skilled based play style. We have a lot of events for the players, for the teams to grow up, but all of them are not so big. For example, in European Union, you can participate in 3 tournaments in a row, and it will be not a problem to you to participate in offline part or maybe to go on LAN part. We have no problems with the ping. I think that from CIS it's very comfortable to play in Germany. It's not a problem, but online tournaments are not so big from the question of prize pool. I can say that players would be more happy if they have possibility to participate in more tournaments, but I suppose, I hope that it's only the question all the time. Main problem here for the whole region, it's a sponsorship and the big organizations, because in the European Union and also in the US, they have support from organization. They have real money as a salary or something like this, because the industry and the esport market are really big. And then CS region, it's still in some kind of like establishing. The industry are still not well known, and I think that it's the question of the time, but this is the main problem and the main obstacle for the players and for the teams to find an organization who can pay salaries, who can understand what the needs have they to provide to esports team to be a really professional team. So I can say that only Navi and Gambit Gaming have nice structure. Also, we can say that Flipsid is a professional team, high ranked, but they have problems from the game side last time. So CIS region have to find a way how to explain to the big sponsors that we need them.
E-Gaming Bets, online betting for every esports fan. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and Overwatch, StarCraft 2, the choice is yours. Express bets for multiple matches or live bets on the game you are watching right now. Know your way around Dota 2, make a prediction for picks and bans. Playing CSGO, guess the number of rounds in a certain match. Daily quests for all participants and all the best choice of payment systems. More than 600,000 users have already made their bets on the spectacular matches since 2011. EGB.com. You know for sure who's gonna win.
Grab your gear and let's go.
With the Strafe Esports app, follow your favorite teams and players, and you'll never miss a match again. Strafe, everything esports. Download now on iOS and Android.
Oh, crap.
exclusive black equalizer brightens dark scenes without overexposing bright areas. Use the S switch to quickly access the setting and switch between save modes.
Agent Broughton, she's our best intelligence expert. We have a mission for you.
Shall we begin?
Atomic Blonde. Rated R.
It's gone rather hot. Even the video's on fire right now. Welcome back to the PGL Major offline qualifier. Match number 7 of day 1 of the Swiss format. Qualifier for the PGL Major in Krakow in just a few weeks' time. As we said, our 7th match features 2 teams who are very interesting. I'm looking forward to this one. Flipside looking for their 8th major in a row, and Renegades looking to bounce back after not appearing for a while, having won for the first time ever the Asia Minor Championships, which sounds incredible, but it's been Tai-Lu all the way through until the very last one. They go head-to-head, and we're back with our panel members once more. Janko's rejoined us. Am I a fool to be looking forward to this, or is this a cool clash of styles that you're also looking forward to?
I mean, you're a fool regardless.
Well, I know that.
No, for this particular game, definitely not. I'm excited as well, and not because there are Serbians involved in this game, but mostly because of Flipside. I mean, it's been so long since we've seen these guys. You know, leading up to this tournament, I'm looking at the teams and like, you know, who qualified, who's here. Like, Flipside? Those guys still exist? Like they didn't.
They just hang around. You know, they're always there.
Yeah, they were just nowhere to be found. I mean, in some of the other tournaments. So obviously, a team that has such a good track record when it comes to major qualifiers, there are expectations when it comes to them.
And they've got the talisman in there. The man that's made all of them, Markelov. He's still hanging on.
Yeah, and
giving old guys a good name.
Yeah, and they're still hoping that he's gonna find that
rejuvenate Navi.
No, alternate universe where he's going to op.
Oh, me. Hey, I'm totally on the Anders. Let's get Markelov to warp train.
Me too.
Holy noses.
Why not, right?
Bring it back.
No, I mean, and also, I mean, Blade is someone that needs to be talked about. You know,
absolutely.
The workhorse in-game leader. We can, as Janko was saying, we haven't seen these guys for a long time, so I'm expecting a lot from Flipside in terms of just how they approach the game, because they've always been very tactical. They've always been very methodical and just thinking before acting type of a team.
That's the thing. Like, you know, FaZe recently had a period where they had more than a month without an official game or a tournament. You know, talking to those guys, they say, yeah, it was great to have time to actually practice and work on our strategies and our map pool, But after a while, we just got bored. Like, we just wanted to play. We practiced everything that we could. We like added everything that we could think of, but we just needed to test it in a actual competitive environment. I feel like that may be a problem for Flipside as well. Sure, they played the Adrenaline Cup thingy and you know, a couple of other games, but they haven't, you know, played something even of a level of a DreamHack Open for a very, very long time. Something that you get to play against teams of your level and a couple of higher teams where you really get to see, you know, where do we stand right now with our game.
So in a sense, I think it's a slightly scary prospect to, you know, have your debut since, you know, a long time at this kind of a tournament where it's about getting to a major, isn't it?
But they never seem to worry about that.
It's true. That's true.
Yeah,
and
they've qualified 7 out of the last 7 majors, and there's got to be something. I mean, one of those was as a Legend team, obviously, and they were poor at the E-League major. There's no doubt about that, but they somehow find a way back in.
Yeah, they do. And I mean, it's a remarkable, you know, win against NIP and in Cologne last year. No one expected that to happen, which then enabled them to be the Legends. And yeah, they find ways to succeed, and especially in this kind of field when it's this kind of opposition they're facing in this tournament as well. They just find ways to win.
Yeah, and we always seem to write them off, don't we? I mean, at this stage, it's kind of like, you're like, well, they've been a bit quiet and they haven't really done any results, and it's probably easy
hard to judge
kind
right
of
now.
Exactly. I mean, you don't know where they are. What is easier to judge is Renegades right now, at least in terms of they've got some form, they've played some tournaments, they've won the Asia Minor, and they did so in pretty decent style in the end, although it took them a while to get going in that.
Yeah, I mean, there's issues still there iffy here and there, especially second rounds seem to be a bit of a thing in Australia.
Yes.
No one's figured out how to win second rounds.
Well, they can't. They just don't win second rounds.
They just don't, do they?
Yeah.
Interesting dynamic also. They brought in Nexa to be an in-game leader for this team, but now apparently it's Nifty that's being called. I'm not sure what the dynamic is right now. Nifty as well, he was playing lights out, by the way.
He was amazing in Asia Minor.
Doing some crazy stuff. So if he's both in-game leading and opping in the level that he is right now, that's a, you know, a feat that not a lot of people on this planet can actually do. And then you add the Australian trio there. Yeah, ingredients for something good. Again, this is going to be a test for this specific lineup. That's not that old either.
Yeah.
First time playing against, you know, higher tier competition.
Yeah, that's the point, isn't it? It's not that old as a lineup. Janko and Nexa, what do you make him so far?
Well, I think, you know, coming in as an in-game leader initially, I knew he was going to struggle with that because he never was in that role, even in his time in Serbia with some of the lower tier teams. So he had to adjust to that first, living in a different country and so on. But then even without the in-game leader burden, he wasn't delivering maybe up to the level that I was expecting him to, because he is a very skilled player. He's a player who can put up big numbers even against, you know, tougher opposition and so forth. So I'm not sure if it was still an adjustment period from his part, because obviously it's a high level of Counter-Strike that you need to play and need to adjust to your opponents playing a better brand of Counter-Strike too. So I'm hoping that this might be his breakout tournament for the team, because obviously the dream for them would be to actually make that major.
It would indeed. Thank you both for your insights. We've got a further man with some insights. He joined us for the Asia Minor. It was a real pleasure working alongside him. And here he is now, Blair, with some insight on the Asia area as well as Renegades.
Renegades came into the Asia Minor looking very shaky. For the first time in the minors, in the Asia Minors, Renegades were not the favorites to reach the finals. Many people felt, yours truly included, felt it probably might be Flash and Tyloo, or probably even Immunity and Tyloo or Flash getting to the grand finals. With Renegades, they had a rough start at group stages, but then during the playoffs, they just completely exploded out of nowhere. And Nifty was, I think, one of the main players, has to be the main player behind their win alongside JKS. When Nifty was picked up alongside Nexa, who came in a little bit later, many people questioned the decision to, you know, pick up Nexa and Nifty. Everyone's like, why would it make such a big change, you know, just before the minor, just before so many big tournaments? Nifty really took a while to really, you know, come into what he is right now, being an absolute beast. He had a slow start on day one of the minors, but afterwards, he just had so many huge impact rounds. At one point, he looked almost unplayable. And although Bentet was the best player in the tournament, at least in the early stages of the tournament, Nifty just pretty much took the MVP for himself with a truly MVP-worthy performance. And here's the crazy part. Nexa was the in-game leader, and it was just before the minor that Renegades made Nifty do the calling. So he was calling, he was in-game leading for the team, and he was opting, and he was beasting, and that is just, in my opinion, perhaps the best pickup Renegades could make at that point in time. And the thing with Renegades is, they're a team who's no stranger to majors. They've played in the majors. They've played in multiple major qualifiers as well in the past, you know, with various versions of this team. Although JKS, Aza, and Estilo is kind of a little recent, but still, I mean, these three guys are no stranger to big pressure games and, you know, big events. And with Nifty, if he's going to perform the way he did in the minor, and if Nexa, you know, if he was pretty impressive as well. Nexa actually had quite a few very crucial kills. He wasn't probably the the hard carry or the main player in the team, but he had a lot of very crucial kills, a lot of good plays he did in order to make Renegades win some of the rounds. And if Renegades actually goes into the major with the form they were in, at least the form Nifty was in, and if the rest of the other three main players like JKS, Estilo, and Aza, if they really step up, I really wouldn't be surprised if they do scare a few big teams in the major qualifiers.
Thanks very much to Blair for his insight on Renegades. Of course, they were the Asia Minor champions. As he said, he made the point in there that it did take them a while to get going, but once they reached that playoff stage, no stopping them, was there?
Yeah, definitely not. I mean, the beginning, like you were saying, it could really looked kind of rusty, to be honest with you. They were off sync. They were not hitting their shots, but then something, it's like they were flicking a switch, basically, and they were on. Yeah. Everything was working. Nifty was on fire. JKS started to light things up, and Azar as well. So, I mean, with those three guys making the impact and then them actually being able to execute and play their defaults flawlessly made them play as well as they did, and that made them win the minor. Now, it's obviously a very different beast coming into this tournament. Yeah. The other 15 teams of this tournament are pretty much going to be better opposition that they faced before. So hard to make a lot of judgment from that tournament coming into this one.
Let's find out what made that turnaround, because Kassad, the coach from Renegades, is with Pala.
That is correct, Paul. Kassad, maybe you can answer the question that Paul just posed. What caused the turnaround in this team and the rise in form that you guys have been seeing?
Hard work, for sure. Only work, nothing else. Just like working every day, practice as hard as we can, and just, it happens. It's okay.
Before we get into the specifics of your team in this tournament, how did you end up coaching the Renegades?
Oh, they approached me basically after New Year's or something, and they were interested for me coaching them. The project for me was really good because I really wanted to go to NA, try to see like how is there, like how is the CS over the ocean, right? And it worked out really well so far, I guess. I mean, we had our ups and downs, but from point that we won a minor, it's starting getting better and better, I guess.
Talking about that, you are our current Asian Minor champions. That is what has brought you here. Do you feel you guys at the moment are at a good level of form? Do you have more to give?
People who knows me, like, they know that I'm never happy. I always think there's room to improve, always things to be like done better than they are. So I think we can show way more than we are showing right now, and in the past as well. I don't know.
With regards to your team, could you tell us a bit about Nexa? Was that a pickup specifically by you? Did you kind of scout him out? How did he get into the team?
Oh, that is a long story. We were like, I don't know. I mentioned him like to our owners and the team, and we watched a few demos. And because like we tried to get like many players, but for different reasons they were not able to join Renegades. Like either it was like not moving to NA, high buyout, stuff like that, and we decided to try him out. Of course, I recommended him at the beginning because like the options were like slim at that point, and he came there, and the rest, I guess.
Now, historically, Renegades are, of course, an Australian player base for your team, but you do have Nexa, and of course, you now have, talking about NA, you have Nifty on the team. I know that guy pretty well. What do you have to say about him? He has an interesting story, and he seems to be finding some good form with the Renegades.
Noah is like not like any other American player. He's like really hardworking. He's always first to get up in the morning to go to like server, practice his smoke, do his stuff, and always last to go to bed. Even he wakes up even before me and does his own thing. So he's really hardworking. The successful stuff that he does, it's really coming just from the hard work. And of course, he's talented, and we're so glad that we have him right now as our in-game leader and our AWPer. Like, he's doing amazing things.
Yes, indeed, a very exciting young talent there. Flipside, tell me your thoughts on them. They are, of course, stacked roster. They have Markloff, one of the legends of Counter-Strike, not just CSGO. They seem to be quite a formidable opponent.
If it was any other event, I would say like we're gonna crush them, whatever. But you know, like Flipside and major qualifiers, they kind of match, right? Always it has been Flipside qualifying for the major. They became legends. They qualify for the major, so you never know on major qualifier what will they bring. Like, they're unpredictable. But luckily for us, we got the veto right. Even like when we got like the news that we were playing against them, we got the veto right. We prepared for train. We got the CT side to start with, so we're confident. We did a good preparation, and now it's just about delivering and execution and see how we do.
Final thing then, before we head back to the studio, how do you rate your overall chances of making it into the top 8 here and qualifying for the major?
It really depends how we show, like aim-wise and execution-wise, because we did a lot of theorizing and boot camp and just try to fix the things that are not working, in the game, around the game, everything that needs to be done. And right now I'm thinking, like, before it was like 50-50, but if we actually are on our game, it's going to be like way more than that.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the insight, Kassad. Feel free to head back to your team now. Let's go to Paul and the guys in the studio.
Thanks very much, Paula. Yes, words from Kassad there, and they are headed back to their positions to get ready for the game. We'll check in with the map veto, since, you know, I've got a feeling it might be train. Just a little feeling. I was going to say, I know. Do you like that? That was so easy. That was an easy call. I mean, it was. You did have a limited pool between these two, because Flipside haven't played much, so it's hard to assess what they're going to play. We know they don't play Cobble. We know Renegades don't play Inferno. So those two have gone pretty much straight away. Of the rest, is train okay for both teams, or do you feel like one's going to benefit here?
I think it is. Like, both teams have played it in the past. Obviously, with Flipside, we can't know how they've adjusted their map pool. How does their depth chart look? Like, you know, is train their best map now, or is it Mirage like it used to be, or is it maybe something else? But obviously, seeing as how they went for train over Mirage, something that they're very, very comfortable with playing.
Yeah, always talked about the mini Navi train, especially being a part of it. You know, they've always been really good at grinding rounds on that. At the same time, Renegades, going back a couple of years ago, that's the map that they had their surprise victories against NIP and Fnatic on at a Gfinity event a long time ago. So
it does seem like a long time ago.
It does, doesn't it? It's like a couple of years ago.
And unfortunately, also a map on which they lost to Chiefs at IEM Sydney with this particular lineup. So,
well, I mean, that's still, again, I have to remember that was like really early days of the lineup. So we got to give them the benefit of the doubt on that one.
All right. Natsu being kind.
He is the Renegades fan here, not me.
Am I?
See, it certainly
what makes me the Renegades fan?
I mean, you're defending them.
Yeah.
Every chance you get. That's my job.
Okay,
they've got the Serbians. You do that for Penta, they have the Finns.
All right, then.
No, okay, but yeah, the thing is here about Flipside, obviously, like, you can't, I know Kassad likes and does a very good job of not necessarily anti-stratting opponents, but just scouting them and finding out some patterns which can give his team an edge. You can't really do that with Flipside now. If you go historically how they like to play, obviously we know slow-paced style, like Yona pointed out, mini Navi, and that's counterable, right? Some aggression on the CT side towards Ivy, towards B halls, you can create openings for your team. But what happens if we see a whole new Flipside which comes out playing a lot more aggression? That's something that can completely catch Renegades off guard, and it's going to be interesting to see how they approach the game.
I think from the last time we watched Flipside, who continually ran out of time in rounds, if they were aggressive, that would surprise everyone, I think.
Yeah, it's hard to, when you're playing against a team that you don't have much of intel on. Well, you have kind of an expectation for how they played at one point in time. Then you kind of have to go into the game yourself playing as vanilla as possible, because if you do something very specific, it can really hinder your chances. So that's something for Renegades to think about.
It is the X factor. You already heard Kassad say himself that he is wary of this team, not because he doesn't think they can beat them in normal heads-up play, but because this is a qualifier for the major, and Flipside always turn up. Let's see whether they do so in game number 7 of day 1 as we head over to our commentary team.
Thank you so much. Yes, flip side, another team. This qualifier is actually kind of interesting because there's so many teams we haven't seen in a while. Godsend, flip side, you know, Optic, as we talked about on the way down. Where does everyone actually stack up? And it's weird looking at it. I don't have a clear top 8 because I just don't know what to expect. Flip side do always show up in majors, but I would favor Renegades going into this on paper.
Where have they been for the last 6 months or so, right? I think they've been to a DreamHack Open. That's about it.
And they were also 13th or 14th in Premier.
Premier.
Yeah,
not Pro
Mountain
League,
Dew.
Premier League, which is nuts. Like, you'd think they'd be running away with that one and getting back to the Pro League. Apparently not. But you're absolutely right. They do always do well somehow in these major qualifiers, and we'll see if Renegades can shut them down here. I do have Renegades as my favorites. I think they're looking quite good right now. I think Sad's did a decent job of bringing this kind of mismatched lineup, essentially. You've got Serbian players, Americans, and 3 Aussies as well. But the skill ceiling on these guys is very, very high indeed. We know how nifty, how good he can be, and JKS, he's always been a very strong clutcher, and we'll see whether they can step up here today. But flip side, decent training team. We know some of their best results happening on this map, so who knows what happens here. T-side start for them. 4 sets of armor, 1 smoke, couple of flashbangs to work with him, and the bombs down at T-spawns. Nothing too fast coming in, establishing some inside control. 2 players out, be Electronic and World Edit. Quite the deadly duo, I would say, as they go towards the upper halls here. Trying to push back any CTs that might be there. They've done some damage as well. Nifty's down to 44 HP, that's towards Ivy. A bit tentative now, and okay, maybe not. Actually wants to go for the face-up duel and gets taken down. Nice start here for the flip side team. Oh, unfortunately for Yustido, he's definitely dead at this point. Executed in the back of the head, just the way you like to see it. It's going to be a 5-on-3.
It's a little cowardly, really. I'd prefer to do it like a man, straight on, fisticuffs.
Tell him first.
Yeah, fisticuffs.
Okay.
World Edit.
Yeah. They don't have to do too much now. Just hold up and go as a 5. Use that smoke effectively, you're absolutely fine. I would say get inside at this point.
Nexa is the next equation that they have to take down. Yeah, now they definitely get the round. If they lose this, Henry, I will eat my proverbial hat, as you would say.
I said that once, it's true. Oh no.
Oh, I might be eating it. JKS.
Oh, no.
Oh, oh my goodness. Give me a hat. Give me a hat.
Take it.
That is
unbelievable. You're eating it for dinner.
That's so yummy. It's so good.
No.
All that sweat.
Yep.
All that 5 versus 2. That is incredible that you give that away.
Should we just call the GG now?
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah. Oh, you hate to see it. 5-on-2. Like I said, all you have to do, you've got 50 seconds of the clock, right? Just go back inside, use that smoke. Why are you all going 1 by 1? It's brilliant from Renegades, don't get me wrong. Like Az and JKS are the highest fraggers in the team, but just get together as a 5-man unit, use that smoke, let's do that. Oh. Anyway, second round. Forced by from the terrace. Not even a bomb going down to 5-on-2. That's just nuts. As that first frag, Waylander offers himself up on a plate by himself, and 5-on-4 just like that. Oh, that's broken my heart a little bit.
Well, you don't have one, so that's a straight lie.
My proverbial heart, you would say.
Ah, that's true. I would say that. I would.
Oh, okay. Well, no nades. Scout is out for World Edit. If you remember back in E-League, I think it was Season 1, he had one of the highest performing halves in the entirety of pro-level CSGO on train against Echo Fox. Bit of a throwback, but it did happen. Maybe he can step up here today as well. He's remember when we had that tournament where WESG, when it was Blade that wasn't available, and we had World Edit. We spoke to him and said, "Why are you playing so well this tournament?" And he's just like, "Well, I'm not being told what to do every single round. I can just run around and kill people, right?"
That's true. Yep.
And he's always struggled with Blade as the in-game leader.
So, for all the credit we give Blade, he is very structured and regimented in that sense. And you are right. That was his exact quote when we spoke to him in the Ukraine.
Throwing him in the best
in that
way,
lovely little discotheque behind the supermarket that was rather oddly positioned, but quite lovely inside. JKS, not quite going to do enough damage to get kills, but he's done enough to get an assist for Nexa.
Just about.
Yeah, who almost ran out of bullets.
10 seconds, though.
Markelov already getting 1 deagle in this round, much to the delight of Anders. That's just enough for Anders to argue that he's still the best player in the world. But he has died, and unfortunately, they are still losing 2-0.
They are. No bomb going down those 2 rounds either. So it has to be a Felipe here on the T side of train. Oh, that pistol in a best of 1. It really just set the tone for the rest of the map. And we'll see whether they can get back into this. For now, though, a chance to farm cash. 5 SMG still for Renegades. Money, money, baby, as I would say, coming into this one. Number 3. MP9s, UMPs, just rush Ivy or something. Get those frags. End it quickly. There it is. CTs. He's still out. Nifty pushing with the flashbang. Not going to find anything. So the pop dog play, but it looks things. Azza, all too willing to welcome them on the bottom of the ladder.
AZR. Azur.
Azur.
Yeah. Yeah, all of those things. I trust Lex more than I trust Chad.
Oh no.
You still out. You love to see it. Or,
no, I don't want to do it.
You hate to see it, actually. He will be still positioned perfectly to catch off one. That's it. They're going to turn them around, though, which means JKS could run through and take them all down if he wants. Instead, he's going to shoot at his teammates. Nearly gets knife. Why not, Waylander? Why not?
Hope for the best. Swing the knife around. I guess not much else was going to come of that. So this is an interesting position now, Matt. We had 5 SMGs Renegades there. Surely we get some upgrades coming in. Maybe Nifty gets the AWPL? Something along those lines. They go for a 4 pushing lower ramp. I don't know. This is a difficult scenario to be in. You want to keep the money strong, but you don't want to give away a round for free. So the AWP comes out and they upgrade 1 and 4. I would still say maybe push the lower ramp with those SMGs. That would make sense to me at least. It's going to be JKS there by himself. He's got the M4, so that's not going to be happening. Azza still got his MP9 and going to be going towards Pop Dog. Probably the best weapon for that position in this particular circumstance. And it looks like JKS is pushed aggressively. Taken down. Waylander finds him, so a 5 and 4. Not the best of start for Renegades here, but 100% out. Right back into round number 4 here. Ooh, to be fair, man, they've only got 1 flashbang left at the 1 minute 20 mark. It's actually not looking too promising for them. What? There it is. Okay, bomb's down.
Burn down in B.
All right.
Blade
happened.
Going to wrap around and try and cut them off in Z connector as well. All he needs to do is rely on electronic to hold them in position. 1 player will go back towards you. That's Nexa information relayed. Blade gets a free kill right now. And they've still got electronic in position. So this round goes to Flipside surely. Waylander helps to confirm. Nifty's got to get away with the AWP. And just to do that will even be a bit of a challenge going back towards CT. The saving grace in that is that they'll send Blade to hunt him down by going out toward Ivy. But Blade will only have the Galil. So it's not like you can really take the fight. They're just going to stay in CT. As a result of it, they'll save the gun as well. AK grab for Blade at the least.
Well, that was the round. We had 1 and 4, 1 AWP, and 3 SMGs as well. So it definitely counts as one of those bonus rounds that are coming with the full buy this time. The AWP saved, and we go into round number 5 here. But flip side, finding the aggression there from JKS, he pushes it around. He takes Waylander, takes him down. If he finds that kill, they probably win it. But Waylander strikes. I didn't even notice him get towards inside. No nades. I guess they have to capitalize and hope for the best. In they went. No nades to stop the post farm, so they went forward towards the connector, stop the rotations, and Blade with a nice backstab there to guarantee the round. You're right. So, number 5 for Nifty. Where does he decide to go? Up around, I was about to say. That makes a lot of sense here. He to shut down any fast plays from the terrorists at the start. He gets Molotov out of position, though. So he'll be falling back. 3 players towards Ivy for the T side. Pretty standard stuff so far. Still is the only player there with the UMP as well, so he can't really defend too much. Just waiting to get some intel and deploy a smoke. Run boost coming in. Not really going to matter considering there's no orb on the other side, but still got 3 players alive in that position. He still tucks himself in the corner, hoping to at least get 1 frag here. That's what he's aiming for. 1 and done would be fine considering the circumstance.
Stillo gets back through the smoke just in time as electronic pre-fires into the cubby. He's not there. He's gone. Smoke down. There was a gap in it when we saw it the first time, but I think that's been replaced, and indeed it has. Ustillo is thinking about trying to push back through it, but Blade gets Hazza. It's now or never. That smoke's about to dissolve. They're standing in front of him at hell. If it does disappear and they're not ready for it, they'll be sitting ducks. So Ustillo gets the assist, having already done damage, but Nexus got World Edit back. World Edit's going to turn around and find Ustillo as well. Makes the entrance possible in a 1 versus 4, and JKS gets found by the same man. So Flipside to pick up a 2nd round in a row.
Yeah, looking much better that time, up against the full buy of Renegades as well. Very default round. Not too much to report. They went for the 3-man stack towards Ivy, baiting out any CT utility, and he's still locked out of the round. Like he said, he did have a chance when they were lined up behind the smoke, but didn't really have the firepower to start spamming them and helping his teammates out. And by the time he had a chance to, it was a little bit too late for them in flip side, especially World Edit, finding the key frags and bringing round number 2 into their favor. It's going to be number 6 going forward now. Got about 3K per player, so Renegades take a timeout like Assad to get involved. They can't really justify a buy here. We're going to have 4 Deagles and JKS buying absolutely nothing. So Flipside looking very likely to tie things up at 3-3 here. It is strange seeing Flipside on the server again. It's been so long since we've had the chance to cast them, even then have them at a tournament in general.
It's true.
So I guess that gives them a bit of an unknown quantity aspect. We're not really going to be sure what to expect. There's the lovely stats here right now. Electronic get the frag on the T side. The very early days. Round number 6 coming in. I'm sure he'll pick up a couple here. He's still aggressive towards Ivy here. Maybe going to get a deagle shot as he pushes around the corner, but wasn't really waiting for the other side. So it's a blade now to try and open the map up as he looks towards main entrance.
Well, Waylander at the bottom of the ramp already, wants into the site. They'll go, and then Electronic. Successful as a little duo, a little unit. What a cute little couple they are. Bomb's going to be planted by none other than Markelov. Markelov Bloom, some call him. Nexa gets a kill onto Electronic. It's now inside of the site that they'll try and occupy and hold off, waiting for the pistols to secure for exit kills. Nifty. Yeah. All deagles, by the way.
Yeah, all they can really hope for here is maybe take a couple of AKs down, retreating from the bomb site, take those to the next round. Money's not exactly amazing for the Renegades side right now, but it will be Flipside indeed finding round number 3. 3 in a row, no less. So it's pretty good news for them after losing the pistol in quite convincing fashion. I guess a 5-2 going against you. It's about time they got some good news in their favour. There's a kill towards Ustillo as well, so no exit frag coming in just yet. Waylander goes down with the bomb. It's about as good as it gets. Do you find anything? As it gets an MP7. Be happy to use that, I think. Or for Ustillo this time. Does he throw it over to Nifty? I'm sure he does. He has been very good recently, especially the Asian minor for them. They actually get rid of the MP7, upgrade to the rifle. No head armor, no kits. The latter might be more of a problem for them going into round number 7 here. Or for Wild Ed, as I said, he is a very good train player. We'll see whether he can start opening things up for the team. This is where the game really begins here. To go for the inside control once more. It'll be JKS by himself toward that position at the lower ramp. Smoke's coming in. This might be a fast play. We've got 5 players on this side of the map as well. It's very common to have one player anchoring this side of the map. JKS certainly mechanically gifted. Can he hold them off? I'm not so sure. They're coming from upper ramp and lower as well. Got no back from his teammates whatsoever. Fast commitment coming in.
Ooh, World Edit, good entry on the AWP. Down to 11 HP, but Waylander takes out Nexa. Gives World Edit the confidence to go back and cover off the same angle as Electronic. He'll get in behind the train at connector. As always, he's played that position every single time they've taken over the B site. Trying to hold off rotations, but you're right, it is the save already.
Yeah, no kits there, and that's a nice play from Flipside. A perfect call at that point. You know their money's going to be weak. It's very common for a player to be inside by himself, and like I said, once you watch the Renegades demo, that's their usual setup. No rotations whatsoever. The AWP was so far away from JKS, nothing he could do. Nexa tries to rotate, gets his head blown off as well. So great shot from World Edit to open things up the low ramp, jumping through the smoke, takes down JKS, pre-fires that position. 5 players staying alive, 8 in total on the server. So I guess Renegades, when they realize they have no kits, the retake's not even possible. It's a very difficult retake with just 4 players and then 3 with no kits. So saving the money, and Flipside will take the lead here on number 8. So they'll be able to drop UMPs or FAMASs, whichever they see fit for this particular scenario. So UMPs has been the call that's been made. Keeps the money at somewhat a decent level. Nifty still on the AWP, yet to really impress me with it so far. Wild Edit finds his 6th rag in the previous round. Renegades haven't really changed the pace of the game. It's still quite early days at 4-3, but haven't seen him really hunt for frag towards Ivy or push the AWP into a position where he can get rolling at the very start of the round. But this time looking towards main entrance, nothing coming in just yet. Waylander, once again, inside control is his. JKS alone once more.
Electronic, seeing anyone will get curious inside of that ramp toward the upper position at the brown halls, but no one does so. Markelov and Will let it play together at Ivy. Nades through. Ooh, the shot was there, but he didn't pull the trigger fast enough. Markelov takes down Nifty to start off the round. Are you like Anders? Do you want to see Markelov go back to the AWP?
Not really fussed, mate.
Not really fussed, mate. All right, Joe Miller.
Like if he starts playing well, that's great. I don't particularly have any allegiances with him. Like he's decent, but it's not what he used to be.
You're not what you used to be.
Definitely not.
I mean, and that's even less than what he used to be. So, what are you trying to say, Hank?
I'm not trying to say anything. Just replying.
Fair enough. Ask no questions here, no lies.
Yeah.
I asked the question. I have to put up with the fact that Az is at the bottom of the ladder. Triple all too easy. What is World Edit thinking going down third after all of them just fall in front of him? It's Markaloff found inside I was about to say trailer, but there's not a trailer nor a hitch. It's actually just sandwich. It's going to be Blade that gets down next to try and pull it back to a 1 versus 2. Bomb down at the ladder. 5 seconds. Just wants to save the AK.
Oh,
yeah, I think he'll do so.
Something there, but not going to be the case. Azza, lovely spray down there at Pop Dog. 3 kills with the M4A4. Not too bad. So brings another round in favor of Renegades. 4-4 the overall scoreline. Flip side, it seemed that they called it out there. The flashbang didn't seem to affect Azza whatsoever. Just sprays him down. No problem at all. I guess if you're blind, even just pointing straight up, going at the backsides, they're not going to really have a chance to take you down. 130 ADR for Azza. After he had that great performance in the pistol, and a nice 3-man spray down there as well. That's not too bad. Double AWP set up now. JKS, not known to be an AWPer. Let's see where we can step up with it. Towards inside. Looking towards the lower round for the very start, and this will be a faster paced round. I see a lot of Molotovs squad in the start, and why is Nifty not even focusing on either whatsoever? That's a bit of a blunder. Yeah, I understand there's Molotovs outside, but no real reason to have your back towards that certain position.
ZR, downed by Electronic. Good entry from him, down to 20 HP. 20 HP is certainly enough. Not so much for him to survive in the round, but having won his duel. But it's another 5 versus 2. Ustillo and JKS again, and it looks like they've started off well. As Ustillo's going to wrap around Waylander, trying to get close to the ball. Walks into it. Ustillo gets both. It's another 5 versus 2. Blade has to clutch it back, finds Ustillo. But it's JKS that's going to hold the angle, and they win a second one in a similar situation. That's gutting.
That really is. That's such a huge round for Flipside as well. That's a full reset for the Renegade side. They win that one. They get only $40 in this round, but they run into the spray of Ustillo. They always look so cagey. The start of the rounds are great for this side. They get all the kills required. They've got the bomb side open, just waiting to get that bomb down. And that's when they seem to struggle. Maybe a little bit too fast to try and make it happen, and make a key mistake there. Ustillo loving it. Not believing his luck there. The low HP player comes to do his crosshair first, gets the double spray down, and Flipside another gutting round there. 5-4 now. Still plenty of money available. They get a full buy here. JKS towards upper ramp this time, not lower. So at least they cannot overwhelm the upper brown halls. But they seem to know that Ustillo has pushed in towards a dumpster position at Ivy. And what's the play? He needs Nifty to flash him out or something. They seem to be pre-firing that all day long. There's the flash. Just run away, mate. Oh, good lord. That was a bit scary, but there it is. He does manage to get out. Still a 5-on-5. Bit touch and go there, I have to say. But JKS holding that up around, but It seems to have his number somewhat. There's a possibility. That was being inflicted to World Edit there through the spam, I think, as well from outside. Oh, it was indeed.
As a World Edit, rather, now going to be holding up at Brown Halls with the AWP. Waylanders down the stairs. Watch that corner. JKS. Oh, you're right. Just got spotted because he's been sneaking out trying to get the shot. Now, World Edit's got to be quick. He's not quick enough. Give a flash. Give something. Get the angle back.
Well, Waylander spots him and tries. He doesn't want to take the duel himself, so you have to face him. You've got the read as well. But JKS lighting them up here on the inside bomb side. The anchor player getting 2 frags. That's great. They have got inside control, but he knows that. He's still finding kills here. JKS with 3 in total this round. Going to be Electronic and Markaloff now. Nothing really to do. 20 seconds about that. You feel like this one's done for as they go towards outside. Now Nifty, his chance to have a go with the NWP. Hits the shot, can't find the frag just yet. Markaloff down to 11 HP. There's a frag, but the round's surely over now. As you said, it inflicts more damage.
Damage indeed. 11 HP. Down he goes. Ustillo. He's going to get the kill. It's almost like he needed to throw another smoke toward connector. But he won't. It's Renegades that now have the 6th round. 6-4. Slow pace to this game, I have to say, compared to our last one.
Yes. Versus Flipside will play.
It is true. The CIS region is the slowest of the regions. Flipside, Na'Vi,
Gambit.
I was going to say to some extent, yeah. They tend to be more explosive when they need to be, but yeah, their setup is very slow. Their defaults,
it's very methodical, absolutely. But still, there it is. JKS, great round for him. Like I said, not known to be an AWP. Haven't cut a lot of Renegades games recently, but he seems he's very competent with the weapon. Molotovs now against the full eco of Flipside. Just Eagles, a couple of upgraded armors, but JKS, he does manage to get the first kill. Finds Blade. 5-4 now. Should be quite a simple round for them. They found that first pick. Hold the crossfires. Don't give too much away. See, we've got aggressive angle from Nexa towards the lower ramp, so he's fine with that. UMP in hand as well. Going to drop the incendiary when they come in. So let's make sure he goes down with one at least. They'll be absolutely fine.
Molotov's out. Did that one mean to hit the crossbeam? Certainly didn't flush the corner if that was the intention. Nexa with one quick kill. Has to watch upper, but here's them going lower. He'll turn his attentions back that way. No attention deficit for him. He's got World Edit and Markelov on the way through. Renegades find number 7.
Yeah, some difficult rounds to them after losing a spell of 4, but that's for themselves. Renegades 7-4 now, looking very good. And this double AWP setup seems to be delivering for them. JKS 11 kills, 4 deaths. Nifty on the other hand, 2 for 6. He was kind of given the moniker of the MVP of the tournament at the minor, the Asian minor. Looked very good from what the highlights I saw, but yet to really get going here in this best of 1 here on Train. Swiss format, you need 3 wins to qualify for the major itself. 3 in a row, if anyone's unaware of the format. Back to inside we go though. JKS challenging once again, gets Molotov out, but it's going to be Ustillo who challenges first towards Ivy. He gets taken down by Markelov. So every time they've tried this aggression, especially Ustillo on that side of the map, he seems to be taken down. I think if you're going to go towards Ivy, you need more than 1 player there. Sure, you get a flashbang in. I prefer it when 2 players going in, one of which has got the AWP. Then at least he's got the 1 bullet kill, then he can fall back. I think the M4A4, you've got so many angles to check, it can be very problematic to make that kill happen. But this is where Flipside, this is their bread and butter map. Slow-paced game, get that first pick, gifted it almost.
I find bread and butter kind of boring together.
I like it.
That's it. I mean, if it's like a roll or like a biscuit.
I like French bread, especially. That's baguette,
before
right?
dinner though, but like alone, just bread and butter. I mean, at least peanut butter, please.
At least.
Nutella?
Nutella, yeah.
Love a good nut, so I wouldn't mind the Nutella. Jaden really likes peanut butter, in case you were wondering. I thought you might be. That's why I said it, Hank.
Next, yeah.
I knew it. Double op setup still in play. Nexa still going to be wielding the UMP, but it's the opening pick. Successful from Markelov. Waylander's going to throw a flash in, bounce it off the door, down over top of the site. Markelov's got 2 entries. What do you know? Who would have thunk it? This is going to rotate them back around toward the ladder, but that's a wrong call. Blade goes down. They do not need to contest this position. They've got the advantage. Not only that, Electronic's gone deep in the site, but they've given this back. Nexa, he finds a 2nd kill on World Edit, who again tries to go down the ladder. Ooh. No need, as they had the inner sight, but they may still pull the round back, or will they? Waylanders lost it, and 4 seconds. You're right, Electronic can do nothing with it. That was a 5 versus 3, excuse me.
Yeah, well, that's just evidence as to how that can really let Flipside down sometimes. We've casted them over the years a lot, right? And this is always something we're saying, like, oh, the time's run out once again. They get the first pick, as I was saying. That's when they're the most dangerous. That's when they go for the executions, but they waited so long before the final commitment. They're separated as well, a player inside, trying to pincer outside from that position. But once it came down to the 1v1, just over. Easiest clutch in his life. Just had to stay alive. That was it. That's all Nifty had to do. So he's still only on 4 for 6, but he wins a huge round there, and no real money available for Flipside here. They don't fully invest. 2 players go down to about $1,000 with World Edit and Electronic getting nades, and an AK there as well. JKS towards the lower ramp. He finds Waylander crossing over and a pullback once again. So he can leave that side completely open. He's going to leave his teammate Nexa total of M4A4. Electronic boosted up. And hello, that's a free kill. No, apparently not. Markelov not looking at the screen or something. I don't know what happened there. I guess he had a grey screen coming out of it, but still looked like he had full vision at that point. 4. Looking very likely to be 9.
I completely agree with you. Nifty through the smoke. Takes down World Edit. Nifty's going to try and do more than that. Switch out with the rifle. Azur's going to come over to help with Electronic, who then tries to switch to a secondary rifle rather than having to run out of ammo or reload. It's not going to work. So 9 is correct. Renegades find that round with relative ease. The money's not great on the flip side. I hate that.
The flip side.
On the flip side.
On the flip, yeah, that's better. On the flip side. That works. A nice ring to it. 4 AKs. World Edits, of course. Down to the Tech 9. The AWPer of the team. Limited. Although he's had an AWP drop for him. That's not too bad. So got something to work with here. They are a maximum loss bonus, of course. 6 rounds against them now. Double AWP setup still running for Renegades, trying to challenge towards the brown holes once more. We do have a player in the form of JKS coming to challenge them, though. Temptation comes in as JKS to actually find it. Finds Waylander, and he'll be falling back. That's not bad at all. This has been Flipside again, the majority of the picks, but this time Renegades get that fall back as well. That's lovely stuff. A good flashback from his teammate as well to assist. This falls back and back towards either we go. A bit quicker now, Flipside can't hold up with a man disadvantage here.
He's still out. Molotov down by the server. It's a Hazard that's going to get up close to the E-box. Does he know Electronic's already here? He certainly seems to. As he looks into the corner, makes no mistake of it, grabs the AK instead. He still has got Markelov. We could find double digits for the Australians, +1/+1.
1+1.
The global team.
Global leads.
Yeah, that's kind of lame. World Edit's got Azza down. It was a good try.
The 1+1 was better.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, it's super good. It's original at least. Nifty's got World Edit. We go to 10 indeed. Renegade shut down Flipside yet again without even getting close to a bomb plant. They haven't had many in this game.
They've dropped off now somewhat. That's going to be 7 rounds in a row for the Renegades. Kassad said going into this one that he feels like any other tournament they'd crush them. That's the word he used. He wasn't so sure about this particular one, though. A major qualifier where Flipside always seemed to turn up. It did look good for 4 rounds, I'll give them that, but ever since then they've looked very quiet indeed. Electronic and whatever the players you really want to stand out for Flipside, the big names for them. The most skilled players that's the other team haven't really done too much. Again, so the final round of the first half. Let's speed it up, boys, towards the server, boost it up. You said, here's it though. Ooh, does he? Seems to have an inkling. They're making a lot of noise there, I have to say, but not giving anything away just yet.
Giving anything away just yet except for HP. No kills. Nifty can't find the shot as he panics as well. But look at you, Stillo. Behind the server, he will be the admin, modifying the entire round with 2 quick kills. It's World Edit. Left against 4, 11-4. That might be our score. I'll give you that. That was all right. World Edit, but not enough for JKS. 11-4 indeed. Renegades starting to run away. But we'll see if the pistol holds a different fate in the second half.
Yeah, this is not a Flipside that's qualifying for the major so far, but still only 1 half in. Did have 4 decent rounds with Renegades. They're a much better squad, more assertive, finding picks. JKS with the AWP as well. What an impressive performance that was. Never known he was capable of that, so that was quite cool to watch. Getting into a very important pistol here for Flipside. If we win this on the CT half, we have a game. If they don't, not so much. 4 sets of armor for Renegades. Nifty with 1 smoke, 2 flashbangs, very common for the in-game leader to roll that setup. Incendiary for Waylander on the CT pistol. You don't see that every day.
You don't see that every day.
That's a new one. I guess it helps deny the plant inside, like buys you time and...
That's, yeah, there you go, it's already in. Yeah, that's too early. That was the intention, you're right, because the B-site's so much easier to take.
Fine, I mean, it's gone.
Yeah, well, Eustilo's forced up the lane, but he can't find the kill. Interesting that he cannot, because Nexa, he certainly will make no mistake. Markelov and Electronic go down. He falls to World Edit. That's at the outer site. Where's Bomb? It is indeed at outer. So they fake over to B. They pull it back around. World Edit Waylander in a 2 versus 2. Remember, they lost a 5 versus 2 in the opening pistol. So is it perhaps better that they're not with 5? Or is it even easier for Renegades? Well, it's on JKS. 1 versus 2. Bomb still planted for him. So kit for Waylander. Well, then it's going to get closer. Taps it. Waylander needs to be the one to go for the defuse. They spot his shoulder. They know where he is. They can force him back. Waylander, he's already on it. It's got to be JKS to try and take the fight. He's got to go quickly. He's trying to bait it back and forth, and he's done it, JKS! What a shot on World Edit to get in the open, and then makes no mistake hitting Waylander.
Kiss on the head there from Kassad as well. He's happy.
See, I reserve forehead kisses for people that are really special or if I'm really drunk.
Okay. Well, thanks for letting us know that.
You're welcome.
That was a sick clutch from JKS there. As I said in the pre-game, he is undoubtedly one of the best clutches from the region, if not in NA right now. Very, very good cerebral stuff, like calm, collected, knows what he has to do, baits out that first CD Plague, buys himself some space as well, nails those 2 headshots. There it is, a little kiss for him.
Well, I think it was just a forehead to forehead. It was like an Eskimo kiss.
Oh, he's lost his mind. No smashing tables. We have a rule here now.
Yep, that's true. Anyone who breaks the table is immediately ejected.
Waylander, be careful.
And I have to play for them. So, double whammy. Azza takes down Waylander, but very sloppy execution to get through to the site after winning the pistol, I have to say. AK picked up for Electronic, and a scout in play from World Edit. Bombs planted nonetheless. Flash goes high in the sky. World Edit completely blinded by it. Lets Electronic get a little bit closer, though. Closer he shall attempt to get. No armor. I take that back. Excuse me, he does have head armor. So he's actually in a really good position. Very good position with the AK. Down goes JKS. It's 13 HP for Azza. World Edit's got him, and they'll pick up the reverse round.
Well, something left for Flipside here. It was a bit of a brawl towards outside, and I've commented on before what I think about those very fast-paced tactics in second round force buys. I think you should be in a full default at the start, bait them out, get the first pick. You can commit like that, but then you run into 5-7 stacks and scouts, and that's exactly what happened to Renegades there. So unfortunately for them, they give a round away. Still 12-5 in their favor. They got the bomb down. I would say probably eco this one, have a full buy next, but obviously is the idea of force buying now and trying to shut down the CTs in equal fashion as quickly as you can. With this sort of lead, I say you go for the former and get the AKs out in the next round. Round number 18. Flipside find a lifeline here. AKs, M4s on the Famus. Back into it. And nothing really purchased whatsoever. 1 PT50, $300 of investment for Renegades. They will indeed be buying next round.
So, AKs carried over ×2. Rifles bought up elsewhere. And a patient buy from Renegades who give a round away. Ooh, I like this. It's like a bird on the perch. Markelov waiting to nade the site, the default position. He does so. And then goes back to spray down 2 players and nade as well. Goes deep to take more damage into the round, and bomb gets planted out of it all. So the utility not enough to deny the plant. The plant is success for Renegades to get the money, and the money enough to buy the guns in the next round. With the bomb plant as well, they should be completely fine.
Yeah, they're going to have a ton of cash next round, and gun rounds will begin. Well, just over 5k per play on the Renegade side, and 12-6. Flipside do get 2 in a row. That was a clean sweep as well, so that money's not too bad either. They've got 1 in the bag if they were to lose a round. But Orb comes out for World Edit. Same story for Nifty. So 4 AKs and the AWP. Going to round number 19 here. What's the play from Renegades? Do we go for something slow and methodical with an execution? Do we go for a fast-paced push towards outside? With the Orb, I'd suggest they maybe slow things right down. Nifty hasn't had the best game. 7 kills, 10 deaths so far. We'll see what he can deliver here. As JKS was backing him up at main entrance. They look for the first pick.
He's still out. It's Electronic that's going to play inside of the smoke down below the ladder, but he's still out. That waits patiently above with Azza. A little bit of wall bang. Electronic's going to get down Nifty. Back out to what he made. He wanted to get toward Sandwich. Try and open up the outside position, but World Edit cuts off JKS. Things looking better for Flipside now.
Yep.
Slow pace on the CT. They've got some control that isn't being answered by Renegades.
Absolutely. 5 on 3. Flipside are giving a few of these away, though. As they're only still out towards inside, Nex is going to be carrying the bomb over to them. They've got 3 smokes, flashbangs, molotovs to work with as well. This round's not over. Especially when the likes of Azza, and he's still alive. Heavy hitters for the Renegade squad. 45 seconds remaining. Waylander backed up by Markov as well. This is perfect. You've got a huge advantage. You can afford to have 3 outside, 2 towards inner. This is their round to lose. Flipside needs to make sure these go down with 1 kill here between the 2 of them. There's 1 from Waylander. Is it enough? Seems he's going to get 2 as well. So that should be the round concluded. Electronic to finish things off as well. And there it is. Flipside looking pretty decent after losing the pistols 3 rounds in a row. And bomb plant that round for Renegades. So they are right back into this Flipside. That's been another eco for the Renegades. Going to have PT50s and Deagles. No armor. And now Flipside starting to establish themselves financially, so definitely not out of this one just yet.
Well, Electronic. That's my chair, by the way. Don't know if you can hear that.
Yeah, it definitely can.
It's leather on a backdrop. That don't see? Chair. Promise. Well, pistols only this time for Renegades.
Yeah,
so
just get the bomb down. That's it.
This is where the game becomes interesting, because as they said before, Flipside is very good in qualifications, and you're giving them slight passage back into this game. So you're right, bomb down, get money rolling, get money flowing and back into the bank account.
Upper ramp they're going, so do they smoke down lower and try and bait it out? JKS with the smoke, 4 players at upper. They may just do one flash and just go for it. There's the flash, smoke down lower. They are going for it as well. It's a bit of a shooting range, but Azza does find one with the Deagle. I think that's probably all they'll get. He does find a second. Maybe
Get the bomb and
will go
plant it,
down.
Azza. Okay,
Yeah.
good, JKS got it. I didn't see him getting
not bad
that.
at all.
He's got a gun picked up, Azza. Has no armor to play with, but that's fine. We'll see if he can make it work. He's in a bit of an interesting position. Once found, though, it should be easy for them to take him down. Yeah, there you go. Electronic staring straight down at him. Azza's got nothing he can do. So it'll go 12-8, but Renegades have done the business. They've put the bomb down.
That's what they wanted. They've had the bomb down 3 times in the last 4 rounds, so money should be decent for them with the lost bonus as well. Orb coming out once again, but looks like closing the gap now. That was an inside play. Flashbang out. Azza finds 2 Deagle kills somehow. The bomb planted as well. Pretty much as good as it's ever going to get. Nifty with the orb once more. Still on 7 kills. Need him to step up. I'm not yet convinced by him. I'm sure he's great at the Asian minor from what I've heard, but this is a different kettle of fish altogether. Major qualifier.
Still makes it to sandwich this time. They've failed to do that on a number of occasions. Ooh, smoke timing is everything, but Azza walks straight into Electronic. Supersonic, Ustillo goes through the flames. They'll hear the tick, but he gets the first shot, not the second. Nade pulled out, wrong time to do so. Electronic finally put down by Nifty. Bomb planted 2 versus 2, but Blade still close to the site is going to be a problem because they won't establish decent post play. Waylander lucky to be alive, but only for a second longer. As Blade has it all to do. Knows that JKS is still on the site, but Nifty's going to come around to take him. So Renegades finally pick up around 13-8. This will be a reset, but they keep 2 alive, and they keep the AWP.
Faster stuff there from Renegades. Couple of set smokes at the start. Flashbangs over as well, hoping their key players can get in position to find the frag. Exactly what happened as well. JKS with key frags towards the connector, and then Blade 2 versus 1. Didn't really have much chance. They had to give his position away, had to pre-fire a couple of spots, and not really much he could do. Tactical timeout now. We said the money's going to be absolutely fine for Flipside. Can definitely buy into this round after winning 4 rounds in a row. Quite clean ones as well. They kept 3 players alive pretty much every single time, so they're okay. But after this round, they will be broken. So the Orbs going out again, 3 and 4s. When it's down to a Famous, they've got 1 kit to work with. They lose this as 14-8, and they're pretty much done for at that point as well. So they need to win this round. It has to be a victory for Flipside, or at least a loss with weapons saved. All for Nifty again. He got a couple of frags in our previous round, so just we called him out. He manages to step up and deliver in round number 21 after losing 4 rounds in a row. It's currently 4-2 here in the second half.
For Flipside, that is, of course, Nifty. Crossing over already, evading any damage. JKS does the same. Nifty wants to try and find an opening pick on the op. Ooh, I don't think he spotted World Edit, who in turn has the AWP back toward the hitch now. Patience for Nifty, waiting to see if anyone will get close. I think World Edit self-boosted himself onto Ticket. And there you go. Thank you, DJ. DJ. I knew he was going to do that. I just knew it.
What did he do?
He said yes.
Oh, how?
Shook the head, the camera.
Right. I was looking at my laptop.
That's fine. His observing's not good enough for you, Henry. I get it. We don't need him, DJ. Just you and I together. We'll take over the world.
What a world that would be.
Be pretty awesome. 16K for everyone. Negev every round. Flashes and smokes toward E-Box. Sandwich has to be attained, surely. That has to be the goal. Blades positioned himself inside of the smokes at Ivy. Here we go. JKS toward that sandwich position, but Blade's going to shut them down. Surely Blade gets a kill. Yup, next up. No idea that he's that close. They think they've cleared it with the utility. They've not. World edits. Oh, just missing out on Azza. Doesn't on the second try. Bomb down. 5 seconds. Round done. Done indeed. 3 players stay alive on Flipside. Only 2 for Renegades. Make sure they stay alive beyond that because they'll lose money as well as the reset. If they don't, they manage it, but 13-9.
It was looking so good for Renegades as well. Holding up for so long. The execution was great. The bomb was in position, but Wild Edit shuts it down. Misses the first shot, but nails the second. And as you said, that completes the round. Not really much Renegades to do there. That was a must-win round for Flipside as well. Lose that, game is pretty much over, but they keep their heads above water here. Renegades still quite a substantial lead here, 13-9, but money's a bit of a problem now. They save 2 weapons there. They can't really force around it for that very reason. So an AWP and an AK, 3 P250s. Round number 23. Renegades, they feel like their team's going to walk away with the victory here, but it's not going to be easy for them. But they're doing everything they can to stay alive here. Surely the AWP doesn't have that much impact here. What's the AK to keep things off?
Oh,
wow.
Goodness, Ustillo. That is a huge opening. Huge indeed. They've lost Nexa, but watch him wrapping around Electronic with 2. Ustillo, I was going to say, has gone by Markelov. So a quick kill for Marky Mark. And they're back in the dark. Nifty's got a shot, though, and he's looking shifty. He's got Markelov down. It's a 2 versus 1 as Electronic, though, babysits the bomb. The flash goes out. He's going to get aggressive. Nails it, but Nifty, best round he's had all game, is going to make it 14 for Renegades with no money. They managed to pull a round back.
Nice work, Ustillo. Pushing through the smoke at Ivy, catches 1 CT by surprise as well. And before the communication could be gifted to the Flipside members, player taken down and Pop Dog and his... I'll have to see the replay, apparently not. But then Ustillo opens up the map for his teammates. He goes towards the backtracks, and Nifty finds some positional control with the AWP, hitting all 3 shots required, and that's big. We said the last round would break Flipside, but it's actually come in the next round. Around 2.2k per player, I'd say, on average. Maybe a little bit more. As we head to round number 24, they'll take a pause, and Renegades 14-9. 1 will do it to match point. This should be a guaranteed round for them. So Flipside has picked the poison time. Do you allow Renegades to get a match point and you go to 15-9 and you've got to get 6 in a row? And that means you don't force buy into this one, or do you go all in? Do you get the UMPs out, the Deagles, the Scouts, and try and see what you can do here? I'm not sure there is a right answer, Matt. I'm not sure what I would do here. Looks like they're opting to force buy into it. Oh, well, are they? Blade? Okay, I was going to say Blade hasn't bought anything else. That's nuts. Okay, but there they have. Scouts, UMPs, MP7s, CZs. They're 5-7. Not looking too good for them. But I guess this is the decision they've made. I'll stick by it.
All on the line then. Hank the tank.
All in.
You'd go all in on this bet.
I always do.
He's still out. Wait for Electronic below the ladder. It's a very contemplative look on his face, doesn't he? He's already thinking too hard for my liking, but he's thought well. Ustillo and Azza fall to the SMG. He'll grab an AK, and he's in good position to turn around and take out Nexa. What a round. As he starts off with 3 kills, the only 3 found by anyone on his team. JKS gets rolled at it, and guess who it is? Electronic. Missed shot by Nifty gives him a chance at the ace as well, but Markelov will deny it. Of course he will. And make it 14-10.
Well, the all-in purchase works out for them. Electronic goes absolutely wild there with the UMP AK combo holding towards Pop Dog. Mows them down, and Renegades, just when it feels like it's over, they give themselves another obstacle here. This is a bit of a lackluster play from them, 1 by 1 down towards that Pop Dog area. Great stuff from Electronic, don't get me wrong there. That's fantastic from him, but I feel like Renegades, considering the buy, would be shutting it down. I'd prefer one of those faster plays from there. those are the ones that are finding them success. They've only got 3 rounds so far in the second half. 14-10, and Abarico for Renegades side. PT50s, no armor, a couple of flashbangs to work with here towards Insider once again. No Deagle to work with. That's where Azza found the majority of his success. As Kassad said, this team does still have a lot of work to do. Mistakes being made, but should still win this game. I say that with bated breath. Flashbangs will be deployed any second. Objective, get the bomb down once again. Massive hold from Mark Love and Co, so that bomb plant should come in. The rest of the nade strike begins right now. It does, but bomb planted. So round over for sure, but still JKS Nexa try and do what they can. Not very much, I'm afraid, but Nexa maybe get 1 kill to Glock here. That'd be something. Burst fire doesn't really work for many people. Doesn't work for the teams. So
yeah, let's make, if we're gonna make guns viable, such as nerfing the UMP or buffing the Negev, let's get burst fire back.
Do you remember when the Glock, like at the beginning of CSGO, it was like, it was like a railgun?
Oh my god, it was insane.
Like, I remember,
but there is another gun that no one talks about. The FAMAS could be decent if they made burst better.
Well, yeah, that's almost completely useless now. The burst fire on the FAMAS, especially in Source 1.6, was actually really viable. It's like really good aimers. They could just hold like angles like CT spawn towards like upper short on Duster or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
okay,
And they could just pick off heads as they're coming across. You just burst them as they're going along. It was actually really sick for that. Now this is so useless in CSGO. Yeah, you're right. Burst fire does need to have a look at, I think. But anyway, round number 26. Renegades. Just want to relieve the pressure and get match point. That'll be something to work with there. That's impressive. Well, you said it did the shot, but you're trying to give it away for free. Now they will commit towards outside. They're trying to play in front of the smokes. Blade gets one back through the smoke. Fast commitment though. Can they get the bomb down?
Still on fast. Fast and getting 2. Walks around as Blade stands right behind World Edit. They're a sitting duck. And a duck with no feathers. Because they got plucked.
Yeah.
World Edit, excuse me, Waylander going to take down Azza. That'll give them a chance to retake in a 2 versus 2. Renegades just need to hold this to find map point. And to keep money in their pockets. Nifty. He's got Waylander. It's on to Markelov. Anders believes, but I'm not sure that I do because Nifty's got the headshot and they go 15-11.
Another reset. 4 in a row now required for Flipside. They still have money to buy here. He's still out, going wild there. They get the first pick. Given away at the start of the round. Oh, he's looking mad. Looking pretty mad, Matt.
Mad, sad, anything but glad.
Yeah. He does tend to...
Shout out to Chad, speaking of Renegades.
Iron fist leadership, which I respect. But at the same time, it does look like he's upset most of the time with his team.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I wonder what his blood pressure is. Should we do a blood pressure check?
I'd love to bring back the heartbeat ratings, like when people was in clutch and stuff like that. Used to, I think they had
the sensors on them.
Yeah,
yeah, I can't remember when that was, but
that was quite cool. Like when it was really tight clutch, it's like 15, 14. See how high you can get. He's still out. 3 kills in that round. Push towards connector. Nothing really Blade could do about that. 4 rounds in a row to take them to overtime. 1 for Renegades to win their first game here at the major qualifier. That's a reaction from Blade. Not too happy about it, but still with money, like I said. We have the AWP out 4 and 4s. And towards Ivy, a faster pace round from Renegades. They do take the active face check here. Committing as well. Contact play in this Ivy position. Bomb's there. Just a note.
Bomb is there, just a note. Well, a note worth mentioning. World Edit's going to start off. Usola goes down. Nexa cannot respond. He sets a crossfire, a long one at that, to get Blade back. The problem is that World Edit, I think Blade already getting a kill, is still in good position. Nexa, a kill goes his way, but 10 HP. He needs Azza to come out from the ladder. The flash not necessarily positioned perfectly. World Edit going to be positioned all wrong, though. Azza finds the opening, swings wide, but can't get the second shot on Waylander. And 2 HP for Nexa, and no money left over for Renegades. Bomb plant would have been beneficial in the biggest way. We may sit to go 15-13 before they have a chance to wrap this up again.
Yeah, I think you might be right there. Nexa with 2 HP. Bomb down. Locked in the outside bomb site here. Picks up the AWP. I guess that boosts his chances going for actual duels just for that reason. Gets that shot. Waylander coming behind him though, and he hears him. So that should be the round done. There it is. Nice shot from Waylander. Just about nails it. So, a chance there for Nexa, but wasn't meant to be. And you're right, another reset. They can't string a couple of rounds together in the second half. The scoreline currently 8-4. So they've equaled the target set by Flipside in the first half. They need to cross the finish line now. Another eco required, I would believe. We've got 2k on JKS, same story for Azza as well. So, not looking great. Still have 3 rounds to work with here, so take a full eco. Back towards inside, perhaps they keep finding the bomb plant every single time with this play, so why not keep doing it. Flip side. 3 in a row now.
Next up on the way with Ustillo. Is this the round that wins it, Henry? Is this going to be a CSGO
if
moment?
It is, with 4 Glocks and a PT-50 no nades.
It's CSGO.
I'll eat my hat. How about that?
I already ate one hat. It was delicious. It was very sweaty. Thankfully, there were no hairs left over in it because it was Jason's. JKS gets the only kill. Bomb not yet planted, but JKS gets it doubling up. But Electronics hot on the heels of them all. Clear plastic heels preferred, please. As the bomb gets dropped, it does go 15-13.
It does indeed. Round number 29 now. Tension mounting now for the Renegade side. These can be the hardest rounds to pick up. Just 1 required. Everything you're trying, the defaults aren't working. Losing on the clutches, 1v1s are going your way. We're going the full distance here once again, it seems. It seems that's the case of day 1 here at the PGL Major Qualifier. Fast smokes, fast flashbangs, and that opens things up. He finds JKS, one of the key players so far for the Renegade side. They've got Galil and a Tech-9 for Azza as well, so it's not the way they wanted to kick things off here. I'll slow things right down. Do have the nifty AWP, but that's only really been good for a couple of rounds. Hasn't exactly been that exciting throughout this entire map.
You're still waiting patiently. Nifty with the AWP to try and find an opening. It's going to be B. He struggled early on the B side. Down. Oh, Nifty can't find it. Waylander gets 1. He's going to get a second through the smoke. Overtime might be on the cards, Hank.
I think it might be. They will not do much of this situation.
He's
4 and 2.
He's so close. If he just shot through, but bomb's now down. I think it stayed on top of the train as well. No, it didn't. It fell. But it's on to Nexa. And this is going to be a... Ooh, Nexa. Okay. I was going to say a round for Flipside. Where's the entrance from lower? He's going to get flanked out. There's nothing he can do. 12 HP for Electronic. I'll give you credit, Nexa. You had me going for a minute.
Yeah, that was quite exciting at the end there, but a 4 and 2 doesn't work out for Renegades. And it's the last round. It looks like Flipside might have just done it here. You never know, though. It will be a mixture of UMPs, Tech-9s, maybe an AK or 2 for the Renegades side. They've definitely had a rough time after winning the pistol as well. It seemed like it was an open shut case at that point. Win the pistol, then he lost the second round. And they can't convert round victories into multiple wins. They win a round, then they get fully reset. 4 spies come out, full ecos, and it does start to feel like it's falling apart slightly. There's Kassad, giving every bit of inspiration he's got inside him towards his teammates. Final buy coming in. Tech-9s and a couple of AKs. Nexa, he's got a PT-50. He had to drop a weapon from what I can see. Maybe it was a scout drop to him, I don't know. Round number 30, we've made it. Overtime, very likely.
I would say that I agree with you, Henry, but that would be an obvious statement. Ustillo's got other plans. Fast plans at that. Into the brown holes they go. Venturing in with a fast first thrust down toward the upper corner. Markolov's rotated over, but they've given up a lot of passage toward the bomb site itself. Mark does have a nade. Who's with him? It's Waylander, who also has a nade, so they could airstrike the bomb site. Speaking of airstrike, the smokes go out. He wants to put his toward the lower ramp. That'll do no damage, but Nexus downed already. Markolov with the kill. A dink towards Waylander, but Mark's going to save him. And this is it. Overtime indeed. Azza, do your worst. Do your worst. Markolov's got him. 15-15.
It's happened. Another overtime to put in the books today Flipside somehow come back after going 11-4 down, then losing the pistol as well. They've done it. Great CT side from them. Renegades seemed like they, I would say, choked a bit towards the end there. Couldn't hold it together, couldn't get multiple rounds in a row, and managed to give quite a lot away there. Nothing too special from the Flipside CT half, like nothing crazy in terms of pushes or amazing AWPing, just solid setups there, decent retakes. Majority of the clutches go in their favor. Electronic really showed up in spades. He's got 30 kills. Way under 22 as well, so some of the bigger names arriving for Flipside. Overtime format, pretty standard. MR3 10K, first to 19 at the top will be the winner. If it goes 18-18, we do it all over again. Flipside side on the CT half, we do not switch over.
JKS. Still out. Smoke down, nade through. No damage dealt, but Blades on the other side waiting to see if they will push. Molotov goes over to the right side, flashes in. Blades not electing to push to the cubby. I think the Molotov landed. Yeah, they put a short one, so he couldn't. What do you reckon, Hank?
Nothing too crazy. Normally in the first gun rounds of an overtime, you go for something fast-paced, something you haven't shown before. This is very default. 3 players at Ivy for Renegades. Towards main entrance as well. Trying to bait out whatever they can from the CT side. 50 seconds remaining now. Maybe the final commitment here is the flashbangs and Molotovs come out. JKS trying to find control. The CT seem comfortable right now.
Good flash in from Blades' teammate so he can get the fight. He's got the fight indeed. They've got 3 players down. They still have control of Sandwich, though. It's going to open up the site, but they're losing manpower. They're losing HP. And Blade, I thought for sure would find a kill, but they make up for it. Markelov, the one to get the 2 kills. 15-16 in favor of Flipside, who start off overtime in the lead.
1-0 to Flipside. And Renegades, they've lost that killer instinct, that flamboyance that they're winning them rounds earlier on. They seem like those are the only rounds that are working out for them. The faster-paced gameplay, getting out there, allowing players like you still own JKS to find some control, but ever since a few defeats in a row, there's kind of gone quiet here. Flipside will win the first gun round for sure, and if he brings up the AWP once again, JKS will be joining him in main entrance. Going out quickly once more to wall off. Molotov out of position, though, can't really do too much with him.
Whoa, nifty. Snap back off the ladder, good shot on Electronic, but it's World Edit that finds the next kill. He's lost his teammate in Blade, and he's smoked off. Molotov's Ivy doesn't want to let them in any further because he's got to rotate back to Old Bomb. Speaking of Bomb, near the train, Ustilo gets found by Markelov. Who's on an AWP?
He's back.
Okay, calm down. I know you casted with Anders all last week, but don't let that poison vial corrupt you.
It's too late. Talking about fidget spinners every round.
Apparently he's invented one.
Yep.
Did he what is wrong with that man? Seriously. I used to think he was a decent human being. Now I think he's gone with the wind. Nifty's playing a very dangerous game right now with Waylander still inside of the ladder. That's exactly why. And did Bomb stay above? I'm not sure. I didn't quite catch, but Nexa's got the shot. It fell down. Typically, it does fall off the train. Nexa's tagged to 30. Waylander and Markelov. High rollers in the situation with 30 HP, 30 seconds left. JKS is going to try and do the same thing his teammate did, this time with the knowledge that Waylander's toward the ladder. Spray! Not so much control, but it's still going to work. Markelov gets gifted a falling JKS. And 16 seconds, they have to go back to get the bomb. Nexa is going to be allowed to do so by a rotation from Markelov. He wants to get towards Z-Connector instead and try and catch him off. 8 seconds, my friend. That bomb has to be planted, and you... Oh, he's not quite close enough. Are dead. Good headshot from Markelov.
Good job. Markelov, absolutely. 3 kills in total, 2 of which are the AWP. That's a big round for them to pick up. 2-0 now. Slow-paced gameplay once again from Renegades. Got out quick at the start, but then once the frag came in, they slowed it right down. The bomb down actually helps them out dramatically there. They didn't get that bomb down. They actually like Tech-9s across the board. Bomb down, they get a few AKs now. I think it'll be 2 players in Galils or Tech-9s will work out what they want to go with. Scout for Nifty, okay. Interesting. Galil for JKS. No nades at all, really. One smoke for him. Number 3, 2-0 for Flipside here. It's a CT-sided map, so it's quite standard to pick up 2 rounds on the CT half, but he's looking on for a 3-0 as Electronic finds the first frag.
Electronic, good control again at ladder. He's been quite successful in that position on multiple occasions. Nifty, meanwhile, gets into the site, but can't land on top of the train fast enough to find Markelov. Flashback through. Watch for Electronic as he crosses over. That could have been dangerous, going by the box named after him. Just like Dust is named after Desmarais, that box is named after Electronic. JKS gets Markelov, but it's all for naught. This looks like Flipside's going to sweep the CT side, and Renegades could fall apart. This game was all theirs to win, and
absolutely
arguably lose, and they've done that.
Yeah, it looks that way for sure. 3-0 for Flipside. That's great by them. What a comeback. 11-4 down, lose the pistol. Renegades, the other team is tilted out of control right now. Sure, it's overtime, everything's reset. We just lost 3-0. Their T side has been very poor. Not dynamic enough. Lacking aggression, and the executions haven't looked particularly good. Double orb set up to save them. This is when they look their best on the CT side. They lose 4 rounds in a row in the early stages, but that's all they lost. But this time they couldn't afford to lose 0. 1 round will do it for the Flipside team. Do they just throw something fast in? We're not used to seeing that from them. JKS towards the upper ramp inside, and Electronic might be there for him as well. First kill's gonna be absolutely everything. JKS challenging for it, doesn't get it. Well, it takes him down. Do they just fully commit? I would say no. What it's, I say, well, player should say, one of those leaders, like he wants to let them react to it, let them overthink the situation, pull them apart somewhat. We have got Ustilo, I assume, going towards T-spawn. He could find Markelov. Misses the shot though, that's a shame. And he does a little bit of damage as well. That was his chance. Fluffs it.
Through the smoke's not going to find Nexa at that range. Take a lottery winning shot. If you run the lottery, what would you do, Hank? Don't tell me, because the round's about to unfold. Azza inside of the smoke's going to let them pass by. Turns around and realizes it, takes down Electronic, but that's exactly when the smoke dissolves and World Edit is in position to put him in his place. You still owe it Nexa. That's all that remains, and it's just Nexa. That's got to kill to start it off. Just Nexa in the site as well. Until now, Ustilo's made his presence known. Flash over to allow him to come in quickly, but won't be able to find it on entry, on arrival. Time to hold them back. Kits for Ustilo, who's got the shot on 2. He's got Markelov down as well. World Edit's going to try and jump into the flames. He's got the shot, and he's backed away. 45 HP. He's around the corner. Nexa's got the kit picked up, but he's got to hold it, and World Edit with great movement. Oh, do I take that back?
You do.
I do. I think I do. I think I did see a putty cat because he's got the defuse, and Renegades take number 16. Impressive. World Edit nearly made that work.
He would have got an ace. Clutch at that point if he did it. He got the first 3 kills as well, 2v1. Thought that was enough, not quite. He actually baited the CT off the bomb as well. He just didn't face it till he wins the round, but very impressive stuff for him. He's certainly getting warmed up into this tournament now. Ustilo somehow keeps the dream alive of next to this. Somehow, milliseconds to spare, but they did it. 4 kills from World Edit. That's a little bit disappointing for him. What a heroic way to finish it off would have been. Waylander, once again, thought it was over, thought it was done. Not quite. Still 1 round to go, my friends. Round number 5 there. Like I said, first to 19 at the top. That'll be your victor here in this best of 1 format. 18-18, we do it all over again. Renegades just about survived that first round.
Well, see if they can do a reverse sweep of the overtime number 1 and force us into a second one, Hank.
Definitely possible.
Definitely possible.
Well, it's all come to a head for now. Ustilo pushes in towards A main at the start, but Waylander, he's bravely gone for the lower round smoke. JKS, great AWPing performance and regulation. Can he do it again? Hits the first shot. Needs more than that, so still by himself. Ustilo chimes in as well, but Waylander gets one back. And looking like a Renegades round. We could have double overtime on the cards, but Waylander going to town with that AK-47 brings it back to a 2-on-2.
Bomb planted by Electronic. Waylander in great position as they walk in. They have to go by his crosshair. And both of them are actually going to push the lane. Waylander can go all the way to CT. Let them go through. Pops out Nexa down. It's Ustilo. And he'll have no idea where the second player, Electronic, is.
That's an open plan as well.
Yep, it's perfect. Smoke off, the
Doesn't
only
really
hope.
help.
Yeah, it's trying to bait them out.
Yeah.
They know he's not on it. As he gets on it, they know where the lineup is. Down he goes, flip side, pulled back. And what was it, 11-4?
Indeed it
Something
was.
along those lines.
11-4, then lost the pistol.
And there you go. 12-4, they win the eco. And they make it happen.
And this is at the door saying he told us.
What did he tell us?
He
that
said
flip
that
side was going to
Markov
win?
was going to be the best play. He's actually trying to break the door down.
That's why they locked the door. That's why we have to press a button to get out, you animal!
Sort of muffled yell when it was at the door. I told you!
Yeah, well, what was his impact? Come on, he got 1 round with the AWP.
He
Is that
got
enough
28
to justify
kills,
it?
to be fair.
Okay, all right,
so,
fine.
fair enough. We'll give him that one.
Well, that's it. Declaration made. If the CPL's coming back, then obviously Markelov's coming back.
Yeah. It's all, you heard it here first.
That's the only thing that makes sense. Today is the day of returning, and Fraud will soon be the best opper in the world.
Anything
Speaking
else?
of Fraud, back to the CPL. Full circle there, see?
Yeah.
That worked out all right.
Well, there you go. Should we talk about this game?
Yeah, I guess.
Let's finish
Go
things
ahead,
off, shall
Hank.
we? Renegades destined to win this one. They were the favourites coming into it. 11-4 first half. They actually looked really good throughout. And they won the pistol as well. You think, okay, game's over. There's no chance they'll come back here. Then they lose the second round. They have a couple of decent rounds here, but they looked cagey. They looked not themselves. They weren't using the faster tactics there. The defaults across the board. Couldn't string anything together. Found herself in overtime. I wasn't believing that point. For the flip side, the key names turning up. Electronic looked great. World Edit was nice as well. Like, it seemed like it was too much at that point. That's going to be really disappointing for this.
Massively
side,
disappointing.
yeah.
Massively disappointing. Well, speaking of OGs that are still in the house and still killing it, Paul, it's over to you.
It's very kind of you. Yes, thank you very much. And thanks for the extra visit from Anders as well in there. It was congratulations to Flipside and Markelov as they take the first game of the day. But they didn't find it easy, did they? Let's find out from our panel members what they made of that
Probably
one.
the first nice words I've ever heard from Matt.
The first nice words of the weekend, for sure.
Yeah.
He's been on fire this week. He's been savage.
Well, he won a couple of races, so feeling good about himself.
Yeah, exactly. Overconfident, maybe.
Someone who's definitely not feeling good about themselves is Renegades. How do you lose that game?
I don't know.
That's like...
Where's that gone?
So many rounds were gifted to them in that first half, starting from the pistol round. Like, pistol round, it was a 4v2 situation for Flipside, not even 5v2, and you just saw it briefly, JKS and Azza closing out that round. And even though Flipside won a couple of consecutive rounds, they were leading 4-3. After that, it just starts falling apart. They get like 5v4, 5v3 rounds, and then they make some questionable decisions after that. You know, this round they tried to go for a fake, but they had no pop dog control. This is why you don't do it. This is the exact reason why you don't do it. If a player is playing up close, it's very difficult to get rid of him. They got punished for that a couple of times. I mean, Flipside did an amazing job of actually doing what we talked about, switching up the pace, having a fast-paced execute, inner, outer bomb side. They get into 5v3 again. What happens? Again, they mess it up, allow Renegades to get back into it. You can see the frustration of Veilander perfectly depicts the situation.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of the frustration is with this team is that you never quite know what you're going to get, do you? But when it's major time, when it's qualifiers, we did say before this game started, and to be fair, Renegades coach also made that point that on a normal day this would be a straightforward victory for them, but at a qualifier for a major, they're a different team. Why are they so different?
I mean, first of all, I feel like they're the kind of team that just want to be smarter than their opposition, but the problem lies that they sometimes just outsmart themselves. I think Janko nailed it there. You know, they just overthink in situations where they already have a man advantage. At that point, you just plow into a bomb site, make sure you're trading kills effectively. If you do the math in a 5-on-3 situation, if you manage to refrag every time your teammate gets killed, you're eventually in a 2-on-0 situation.
That's part of the frustration, Janko, isn't it? There were times when you just go, just group up, please, just go together.
Exactly. They were overplaying their hand and trying to be too smart. And I have nothing else like faking in a 5v4 is perfectly viable, and that was a good call if only they've done a good job of securing map control beforehand. But in some of the other situations, you know, you are giving maybe too much credit to your opponents, thinking that you need to, you know, come up with I don't know what in a 5v3 situation, when only if you've kept it simple would have probably been enough for you to win the round.
It feels silly.
There's the duck shot.
It feels silly that you're smart, you're a team that it's all about. You're all about like making smart decisions, but then it's like you're skipping a part of that strategy. If you want to do that kind of a fake, you need to take that pop dog control, and there's a lot of means to do that, right? Just do it before you go and commit to that kind of a push because, like we saw, that's a consequence you pay for it if there's anyone playing aggressive.
And I mean, another problem is, where were the timeouts for Flipside in that first half? They were just throwing away rounds left and right, and you know, you need to realize, even though you know that you are losing rounds, it's not the other team winning them, you still need to like put a stop to it. You need to take a timeout to put them out of gear, basically. You know, let your teammates. You can see Veilander, for example. He's a very emotional player. You can see that he was, you know, frustrated by some of the rounds that they lost, and maybe that impacted his performance in the following round. Maybe he didn't win the duel. He would have, you know, won usually. So that's something that you really need to take into account if you're the in-game leader. Not just whether you know what you want to do. You need to take into account the fact that the other team has momentum and maybe cool them off a little bit.
One of the positive aspects of the team was the individual play from Electronic. He won our MVP in this particular game, dropped 34 in this match, albeit we did have a few extra rounds for the overtime, but still, great performance.
And that was with a poor first half. Like, he wasn't the driving force of the team in those few rounds that they won, so it was monster performances in the second half pretty much. And you know, talking about Pop Dog and fakes, Renegades in one of the rounds, after they took a timeout, and they actually did a great job with timeouts. You could see when if they win a round, they take a timeout because they realize if they get reset, that gives 2 or 3 rounds to Flipside. You know, the game becomes much closer than they would have liked to. And it did seem like they had an idea after the timeout, a clear idea, but the execution wasn't there at times.
And then I was already thinking in my head, you know, going to this post match that, you know, winning the pistol round, JK has nice clutch in a 1-on-2 situation in Pop Dog, gave themselves a lot of leeway there to work with, and then obviously go and lose that the round after, as they would, you know, Renegades type of a thing. And then not able to string rounds together, it's always going to be horrible. Your money is going to be screwed. And I mean, Renegades have some nice outer pushes, fast plays, and they actually looked really good. They could always get the bomb plant down pretty much in at least equal numbers, but then they just didn't go for them anymore for some reason.
All right, let's bring in the boss of the Flipside team, is certainly the boss inside the game. That is Blake. Good afternoon. Congrats on the win. Tough match for you.
Thank you. Yeah, it was really tough.
Yeah. Were you expecting such a tough match? I mean, obviously Renegades have shown some good form recently, particularly in the Asia Minor and some of the other tournaments. I guess you were prepared for that, right?
Yeah, we were prepared for these guys. We watched their demos, and I can say that they have a pretty good lineup and good individual skill, and also they have good strats, good setups, so they like a good structured team. So we expected that, but eventually we were losing such stupid rounds, and it was mostly our mistakes, not their good plays.
Yeah, so particularly on the first half. What do you say to the guys to bounce back? Because obviously you had to come back and you saved off 5 match points, so we know that you guys are very resilient. You never say die, but what do you say to the team?
Well, actually, it was always the same thing, that guys, we are much better than them. We are doing good entries, and we just need to stop losing like situations 2 versus 5. And it's not like I'm not trying to persuade them. I think they also realize that it's like a fact. They just need to just calm and stop doing these mistakes. I think the most problem was that it was like first LAN, normal LAN, like in a lot of like months, I think, and players was a little bit panic all the time.
Right.
In those situations, they didn't communicate like in those specific like last 5 seconds of the clash. You know, everyone was trying to aim and stopping the communication, and that was the main problem.
Right. Okay. What's it like for you guys to come back now and qualify for a match? You've done it so many times now. It's just, are you just used to it now?
Well, I think not only us, but a lot of teams are trying to struggle all the time and never give up. And for us, of course, for most of us, like we have a lot of experience on these tournaments, on major qualifiers, and we always like really motivated. And specifically on this one, we are like really well prepared. We did a really good performance practice, like versus like really top teams. So I think we just need to realize that it was a first LAN, and just we was really shaky for moments. That's all.
Well, we wouldn't expect anything less from you in terms of being well prepared, because you're always well prepared. We've got Natu and Yanko here. You guys got any questions?
Yeah, I mean, I was wondering, something we were talking about before here, like, do you feel like sometimes in situations where you already have the man advantage, to us it seemed like you guys were outsmarting yourselves, overthinking situations where, like I said, you were in a 5-on-3, but you would still go for like a inner fake to down ladder to the outer bomb side where, you know, at least in my point of view, you should probably just go, you know, try to go together into one bomb side instead. So was that kind of, is that something that you were worried about?
Well, actually, we tried to do that stuff. I was telling, like, let's go all A, but at the same time, people was like a little bit shaky, and they was like, okay, but I will fake B, and another player will fake B. So we see like 2 guys faking B, and only 3 going A.
You've got to control these boys, Blade. You've got to control them, knock them down.
So I think the main problem was like it's just first match and long time.
Yeah, another thing that we were discussing is, I mean, it was obvious that you guys were losing a lot of rounds because of your own mistakes. As you said, you did a good job of getting like entries and getting early advantages. But, you know, if you say that your players were also a little bit shaky, maybe panicking because of the first land, why not take a couple of timeouts in that first half? It seemed like, you know, after the first round was lost, if you took a timeout, maybe that wouldn't happen like 2 rounds after that, again, the same thing.
Yeah, in my opinion, these 30 seconds timeouts, in my opinion, they will not help you to forget about the situation. It's like not so much time. You can only use this time to say like specific things, like you can don't do mistakes here, don't do mistakes here, buy this nade and so on and so on. So we tried sometimes online to use timeout, but 30 seconds is not enough. So we were just trying to do a default setup after we were losing these stupid rounds and trying to play slowly, not to tilt. That was the main thing. But we wanted to use tacticals for future stuff, and we use it like on CT and one time on T.
Okay. All right, good stuff. I do have one final question for you, which is actually Anders' question, but I'm with him. When does Markelov start AWPing again?
Actually, it's mostly like his own decisions. We used to say like on OTs we will use AWPs.
But you're the boss, Blade. You can tell him.
Yeah. I think in future he will use second AWP because at the moment we're just trying to get in a good shape and we need to focus on some other stuff. I think double AWP setup is more like alternative, you know, and so we just fixing now another communication and rotations with default.
Okay, I think that might be okay. I think I heard a small cheer from Anders somewhere in the world. So I think you've probably pleased him no end.
More
today.
Like a shriek.
Thank you very much, Blake. Congratulations once
Thank
again on winning your opening match. That's Blade from Flipside. They continue to confound the doubters, and they are just a couple of matches away from making yet another major. It would be their 8th in a row. They've still got 2 more matches to go. Of course, we'll see them on day 2 and day 3. But game 1 is in the bag. Let's just wrap up for Renegades. The highlight, I guess, was probably JKS in terms of